Coming up in April on Roanoke County Today, we meet the new executive director of the Airport Commission, plus tour the Vinton Library construction project. All this and more coming up.
April showers bring May flowers. It also brings a great time to start using a rain barrel. A rain barrel catches rainwater from your roof gutters, and the clean, free water can be used on gardens, lawns, and for outdoor cleaning. Rain barrel water is free of chemicals. It reduces your water bills, and it's good for the environment. You can buy a pre-assembled kit, or you can build your own with materials from a hardware store. Learn how to start saving money and the environment by using a rain barrel today. Contact the Clean Valley Council for more info.
Welcome back to the show. We're here today at the Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport talking with new Executive Director Tim Bradshaw. Tim, welcome to our show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So you're newer to this position, so tell us a bit about the position and a little bit about you.
Sure. I am new to the position, started here in late fall, but this is actually coming home for me. I grew up in Roanoke, went to high school in Williamsburg, so left in 1980, went in the Coast Guard. Been chasing aviation and airports for the last 34 years, so this opportunity came along to be the executive director at the airport.
Okay, great. Well, there have been a lot of big changes around here in the past couple of years, namely the name of the airport. Tell us when and why that happens.
Well, the airport name should reflect the region that it serves. We don't just serve the city of Roanoke there. It doesn't stop at the city line. So if the name reflects the region that we serve, the Two-Valley region, the New River Valley, and the Roanoke Valley. Roanoke Valley, sorry.
Sure. And there have been some changes here at the terminal as well. So let's describe for our viewers what they might see if they come into the airport.
Absolutely. You know, we don't really control the airline pricing or the airline experience as much as we'd like to, but what we can control is the customer experience. So we're really focused in on the amenities to make it a pleasant operating experience for people that they want to fly out of Roanoke Airport. The ease and the convenience. You know, for example, we have the free Wi-Fi throughout the terminal, easy parking. Recently, we've been concentrating on updating our facilities. This terminal has it's over 25 years old, and needs, like all of us, needs a little facelift once in a while. So we're really focusing in on post security. We opened up our new Hudson bookstore on past security. Really excited about this summer. We're going to open McAllister's Deli here. So we'll have McAllister's Deli pre-security and post-security. And what a beautiful view from this terminal. I invite everyone to come out and have maybe lunch or dinner at McAllister's and enjoy the view and watch the airplanes.
Sure. So some nice changes here.
Yes.
And this is certainly a great economic engine for our area. So what is the airport's impact in our region?
Well, if you look strictly at numbers, it's about $250 million, about $250 million that we have in economic impact. We roughly have 600 employees who work for the airport in different capacities, rental car, airlines, and working for the airport itself. But more importantly, we really are an important part of the quality of life here. We give access to the world, and the world's access to us. You know, we think about it, this is our gateway to the world. With one stop, you can connect to over 500 cities worldwide. And think about the people coming here. Someone in Sri Lanka can, with the click of a mouse, book a ticket to Roanoke. So it's important that we have that gateway. It is important for economic development and recruiting and bringing people to the region.
Sure. And you mentioned some of those areas. What is the service area for this airport? What are some of the destinations people can get to leaving from here?
Well, our catchment area is roughly 19 counties in Southwest Virginia and a couple of counties in eastern West Virginia. That's typically where we see our customers coming from, and we know that by the zip code on the people purchasing the tickets. Currently, we have 8 non-stop destinations with 4 airlines. Now, when I started in this business a long time ago, there were several airlines that don't exist anymore. Eastern, Pan Am. I worked for Pan Am for a while. We're down to really just 3 airlines, United, American, and Delta. U.S. Airways, the name is going to fade into the history books here in a couple of months. So we've got less competition, which means less flights. So it's getting harder and harder to get new destinations. But we've got a couple that we're working on.
So this airport's been around since 1929. So a lot has changed since then, and looking into the future, are there plans as you move forward?
Yeah, and we talk about that all the time. You know, I talk about stewardship. We're only here for a short time, 30, 40 years, and we pass it on to the generations that follow. So we're looking at making sure that we have an adequate capacity and land availability around the airport, because you never know how things are going to change in the future, especially you think about the unmanned aerial vehicles that are coming online now, the drones. You're starting to see more and more of that happening. So who knows what the future has, but we're going to make sure that we're ready and to take on the future and look for ways to expand the airport.
Keep your options open.
Yes.
Good. Now, if people are interested in learning more about the airport, where should they look?
Well, you know, in today's world, we have all sorts of electronic media, but Facebook, online, our website. That's a couple examples, but please just pick up the phone and call us the old-fashioned way, and we'll be more than happy to provide you with the information.
So telephone or Facebook,
telephone,
Twitter?
Facebook, Twitter, all of it. We try to hit all the sources.
Good, good. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be right back.
If you've ever had an emergency, then you know that in an instant, all you can do is put your life in the hands of the men and women who come to save the day. This is the mission of the Vinton First Aid Crew. The Vinton First Aid Crew is looking for volunteers who would like to help with their community. For more information on becoming a volunteer, call 540-983-0641, send an email to volunteer@vintonems.com, or you can visit their website at vintonems.com.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me today is Doug Blunt, Director of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. Doug, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Amy, for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you. You're not a stranger to the show. You're always updating us on new things happening in Parks and Rec, and spring is here, so a lot of things going on in your area. Let's talk about Explore Park first.
Well, we're really excited about Explore Park. Today, starting on Friday, April the 3rd, the Blue Ridge Parkway Visitor Center is open now 7 days a week, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Through November the 2nd. The Visitor Center will be open for tourists to come by, get information on the park, on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Also with that, we're very excited that we're going to have additional access to Explore Park this year. We're opening up Journeys in parking lot, so now all of our residents are going to have closer access to the Roanoke River, hiking, biking, picnicking, as well as to the historic area in Explore Park.
Okay, and what's Journeys End?
Journeys End is the parking lot area that was used when Explore Park had the Living History Museum, where folks would park to be able to visit that particular area. We are not replicating the Living History Museum at Explore Park now, but the buildings are available for folks to learn a little bit about the history of the Roanoke Valley, the New River Valley, but also to be able to be a part of their hiking experiences while they're at Explore Park.
Okay, and I know there has been a lot of change in Explore Park. Every year it just gets better and better, and more things are opening up. What are some of the newer things? I know last year some of the hiking trails reopened. Are there more trails open or more activity
We
going
have
on?
now over 15 miles of hiking trails available at Explore Park. We're real excited that we've been able to develop additional interpretive walks that are now available. You can stop by any of our information kiosks in the park and you can learn more about the different hikes that we've gotten set up. We're also working on some technology hikes to where you can use your smartphone to click on QR codes and learn more about the different environmental aspects of the park. So that's going to be new for this upcoming year. And of course we have all sorts of new hiking opportunities as well as program opportunities at Explore Park, summer camps for kids. We encourage folks, if they want to get back and learn more about nature and about being outside, Explore Park's got a number of great summer camps for kids.
Sure. You're really thinking outside of the box when it comes to Explore Park.
Well, we
That's
are.
really nice.
We want to make sure that we're able to provide a leisure opportunity for folks that is not the traditional park setting that we might have in Roanoke County. This allows folks to be able to learn more about the environment, but also do some of your traditional type of outdoor activities like just having a picnic.
Which is very popular in Roanoke County. People like to be outside.
Yes.
Talk about Green Ridge. What's happening over there? I know Splash Valley should be opening soon.
They will. We're very excited with the direction. Green Ridge has been very well received here in the community. We continue to have lots of folks that are becoming new members, folks that are coming just for daily visits. We offer a little bit of everything for folks at Green Ridge Recreation Center, from programs to just daily admissions, folks wanting just to come in and play basketball. So we really do offer a wide variety of diverse offering of activities. My favorite time of the year, of course, is summer. So with Splash Valley opening, we'll have the water park starting Memorial Day weekend. We'll have the water park open where folks can come and splash and slide and have all their favorite summer foods.
Which is a very popular thing in Roanoke County. Splash Valley, certainly. Now, there are also a lot of summer camps. I know this is the time of year parents are really looking for things for their children to do through the summer. So
they are. We've got a wide variety of camps. You mentioned Green Ridge. We also have summer camps through our after-school program that we're offering, many of our sports camps at some of our local schools that we'll be offering. Spaces are limited, so we do encourage families to start registering for those camps because spaces are starting to fill up.
Okay. Great. Now, if people want to find more information or register, where's the best place for them to go?
Best place to go is to our website, RoanokeCountyParks.com, and that is the place for them to go and to get all of the information of what we have for the summer.
Okay, very good. Doug, thanks for joining us. And in just a moment, we'll be right back, and we're going to talk to Doug more about some other things going on in Roanoke County.
Congratulations to the Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection for their 1,000th pet adoption. If you would like to adopt a pet, did you know that you can also go to the RCACP website and their Facebook page to look at pets for adoption? It's easy to do. Simply go to their website at rcacp.org or visit their Facebook page. Both sites include information and pictures of animals waiting to be adopted. Help make a difference in the life of a pet today. Adopt from the Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me again is Doug Blunt with Parks and Recreation, the director. Doug, we're going to talk a little bit about surplus auction that's occurring at Old William Byrd High School. That's been very visible in the community over the last 6 or 7 months. So give us an update on what's happening.
Well, we've started a new process for dispersing of all of the surplus items in the building. We are auctioning all of the items off. And the way that we're conducting the auctions is if you go to the website www.publicsurplus.com and you go to County of Roanoke to search as the organization that is providing the auctions. We're every Tuesday listing 40 to 50 new auction of different surplus items from the high school. We have items, wide variety of things from just tables and chairs all the way to desks, filing cabinets, even light fixtures. And so we're grouping all of these items together, and all of the auctions have 20 to 25 different items in them. We're starting all of the auctions at $1, so they're all very affordable. And we've had so far, after 3 weeks of auctions, we've had things sell for $1, and we've had things sell for as much as $160.
Wow, okay, so that's going well. And let's back up a little bit. Why are we auctioning these items off?
Well, there was a great interest in the items that were in the building. We've got approximately 18,000 surplus items from the school system that came with the school building when Roanoke County took ownership of it. And so there was definitely an interest in our citizens of wanting to have an opportunity to have some of those particular items. We attempted to do a giveaway where we just had first come, first serve, and we were just overwhelmed with the interest for those particular items. And so we felt this was the best way to be able to be more equitable in terms of distributing the items, but also too it allowed us to have a much more formal way of folks to be able to get in and out of the school site. With it being a school site, it's not a facility that's got an excessive amount of parking. And with the way the layout of footprint of the school property, it doesn't really make really well for lots of folks coming and going to pick items up and such. So with this way, as folks are winning the different auctions, we're able to schedule the pickups. They're able to come and get the items in a much more orderly fashion, and to where it's safe, but it's also much more convenient for our folks.
It's much more organized.
Yes.
Okay. And to the auction piece of it, how are the sales going right now? How much have you sold? How much money do you think you've received so far?
Well, we've been actually very pleasantly surprised with all of the auctions. After 3 weeks, we've had 120 auctions so far. All 120 have sold, and our auctions have ranged anywhere from several of them of student desks we've sold for $1, and we've all had up of other cafeteria and physical therapy equipment that's went as high as $160. So it's definitely been a wide variety of sales within that. We've sold approximately $2,000 worth of auctions after the first 3 weeks. So that's helping to cover the cost of us going through and managing this process and moving the items out of the building for the auction winners to be able to pick them up.
Okay, so that's going very well.
Yes.
And say the website again, people can go to.
It's publicsurplus.com.
Okay, and I think there are some photos in there of the items that people are bidding on?
There are. For each individual auction, there's 2 to 3 photos of the items. It gives a very detailed explanation of the different items, the sizes, the weights of the items in the lot, so folks are really clear on what they're bidding on.
Sure, they can see what they're looking at.
Absolutely.
Okay, very good. And how long do you expect this auction to continue?
We plan to do the auctions through July and August, so we really encourage folks to check back every Tuesday evening after we unveil another 40 auctions, because every week there's different types of items that are available. So if you have an interest in, school system type of items, interested in, items that maybe if you went to Roanoke County schools and would like to have a piece of that history, we've got all sorts of different things that I think folks would be very interested in.
Sure. Okay. Well, thank you for that update, and we encourage people to certainly check that out and see if there's an interest. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. We'll be right back.
Have you ever wanted to find a book, read the latest issue of a magazine, or do research at your local library on a Sunday? Well, now you can. Our South County and Vinton libraries are now open from 1 to 5 on Sunday afternoons. This means that you'll have access to our extensive collection of books, DVDs, and audiobooks, as well as our library's many computers and, of course, our friendly, helpful staff. We want to be part of your Sunday afternoons. For more information, contact the South County or Vinton Libraries.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me today is Richard Kaywood, Assistant County Administrator. Richard, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We are here at the Vinton Library, construction site of the Vinton Library, I should say. So give us a little update on what's happening. Lots of activity behind us.
Well, I guess we're about 75% with the construction of the library project. We started about a year ago with the actual construction, and we're looking at an opening this fall.
Great. So it's coming along.
Yeah, it's coming along very well so far. And as you can kind of see over our shoulder, we've got the main hall of the building is kind of mostly complete, and we're now installing lighting and moving rapidly toward the flooring, and then kind of trying to work on finishing the interior spaces.
Good. And how important is this project to the town of Vinton?
Well, it's important both to the town and to our library system. As many people may be aware, we have a library not too far from here, but it's very small and very dated. So this library will be about 3 times the size of our existing Vinton facility. And unlike the, current library, we're right in the middle of downtown. So when we look out the windows, we're looking at Town Hall, and then sort of the main street of Vinton there on Pollard. And so we're really excited about both the location and the new facility.
Sure, it's very central.
Yes.
For everyone here in the town.
Yes, and it's really the county's first truly urban library location. So we are on a street front with sidewalk, and it's just fundamentally different than all of our other locations.
Okay, great. I know we're going to walk around through the building and see some of the many features. Are there a few that you would like to highlight?
Yes, actually, probably in my mind, my favorite feature of the building is the outdoor area that we will show you, where you actually have a view of Mill Mountain and a lot of surrounding mountains that you can't really see from ground level in Vinton, but when you just are lifted up a few feet, you get some great views, and we'll have an outdoor seating area and a living roof, which will be the first living roof that the county has had as well.
Good. Okay. And also, just to talk about the flooring, 'cause I don't know that we'll get into the flooring, but it's kind of unique here what you have under the flooring.
Yes. Through most of the building, the floor you walk on is actually 2 feet above the ground level. So on the main floor of the building, all of the air conditioning and heat and wiring and conduit and everything is run under the floor. That's called an access floor. And if we need to change that or work on it later, we can remove panels, but it does a couple of things for the library. First, it allows you a lot of room and space to run all of your data cabling and all the other things that you need in a modern library. But also it gives you a nice clean look, so you don't have ductwork and data cables and everything to kind of clutter up the space. So it's a neat feature that we have some of that on a smaller scale in the Glenville Library, and then kind of even expanded it further here because it's worked so well there.
Right, so it makes it easier access if you're doing any kind of maintenance.
Yes, and plus gives the benefit of you know, if we need an electrical outlet somewhere, we can just make one appear on the floor without having to tear anything up, which is really good from a long-term perspective. The other thing it does is really allows a lot of flexibility for the future. You can make a lot of changes to the building without you know, the heavy construction you would need in a more traditional building system.
Right, okay, great. So now we're outside upstairs at the library. Tell us about this area.
Well, this is an area that I'm really excited about with the project, because when we had some public meetings on the library and had really good attendance from citizens of Vinton, one of the features that they said they most wanted was to have an outdoor area downtown. So we incorporated a second level into the building, so we're on the mezzanine level, and this is the patio. And on the patio we'll have a fireplace, an outdoor video display, and then also part of the roof will be the county's first sort of living roof or green roof. So it's kind of a really neat space that we're creating. And one of the things that's going to be a real asset here is some of the views that you have that you really don't know that you have in downtown Vinton. So if we can walk over, you can kind of look over my shoulder. You can see a nice view of Mill Mountain. So that's really, we're looking here kind of at the side of the star, and then just kind of the Blue Ridge fans out before you. And when we're finished, we'll actually be a couple of feet higher than where we're standing now, so that view will even get better. So we just think this is going to be a great place for folks to grab a book and come out and sit and maybe have a cup of coffee and just enjoy downtown and the beautiful views.
This is really going to be a unique area. I can see a lot of families coming over here, maybe having a cup of coffee and a little drink or some snacks for the family. So this is going to be a fun area.
And the other thing we think will be really neat is you could also, after school, have a movie. So we could have children come and watch a movie and maybe have a cookie, and I just think it's going to be a great space.
Sure, absolutely. We're downstairs on the first floor now of the library, and tell us what some of these rooms are back behind us.
Okay, this is kind of the main hall of the library, so you would enter actually just behind you would be the main door. And then to the rear of the space we have 2 study rooms, which is something we have a real need for in the Vinton area for people to go if you want to have a small class or some students to meet after school to work on a project. Beside that, there's what we're calling a maker space, and that's where we would have probably the nicest computer that's available to the public, a high-end computer to do video editing. We may have a 3D printer there, a room where I think kids will want to sign up to work on their projects. And then as we move down in the building, we kind of get progressively younger with age. So where we're standing will be more adult books, but then you would have books for, maybe a children's area, and then we kind of get progressively younger with age. So where we're standing will be more adult books, but then you would have books for, maybe a children's area, and then kind of getting younger and younger. So as you get to the corner of the building would be for the youngest children. And then at the very end of the building, we'll have a teen area that gives them a little more privacy while still supervised, and an area where we can make it darker to have video on screens in the room. And then there's also a programming room to the rear as well. And then finally, kind of in the corner behind the staircase is the computer lab, which at the Vinton Library today, the computers are always booked, very popular. There's just not that many, so we'll have many more computers here available for the public.
Good. So it's all the latest technology available here, and then a team room. That's really exciting. I'm sure there wasn't a team room before, so it's going to be busy here. Yeah,
it's going to be really busy, and actually, compared to our other library branches, the Vinton Library probably today has some of the highest percentages of younger users. So we really built the library with that in mind. So it's going to be a lot more kid-friendly and really have a lot more technology for older teens who may have a laptop from school but not a high-speed internet connection at home, and they're bringing their work here to do their projects for school.
Okay. Now on the outside of the building, we can really see how large this is going to be. What's the size of this library?
Well, the building is going to be just over 20,000 square feet, and our existing Vinton library is maybe slightly under 10,000 square feet. So our finished product will be a little over twice as big as the existing library. And actually, you can kind of get a good view of it here. One of the challenges was to take such a large building, but yet still have it sort of fit the look and character and feel of Pollard. So in some ways, it's a little bit of a trick of architecture, where when you stand and look at it from the street, you see a narrow axis, but then from the parking lot, you get to see the full expanse of the building.
Okay, it's very impressive, and it's going to have a lot of parking because the parking lot's going to be full all the time.
Yes, it's much larger. That's another good point. You know, a real constraint we have at our current location, in addition to its small size, is it has very few dedicated parking spaces. Now, for those who may be familiar with the old Dunman Florist building that we're replacing, we're actually taking some of that old parking lot and making it green, but still providing what we think is going to be plenty of parking for the library itself.
What can people expect to see over the next few months?
Okay, I think one of the first things folks will see is we're really working on the site work now, so they'll see the parking lot starting to come together and making it look more like a finished product. And then the other major visible step is the building is going to be covered, in addition to the brick that's already here, the rest of the building is going to be covered with a variety of metal skin panels. And we expect that installation to start in the next 4 to 6 weeks, so that's really going to transform the appearance of the building once again.
Okay, anything else going on inside that people may be able to see?
Well, you could see the inside, I guess, if you walked up to a window and kind of peered in. I think a couple of the big steps that we have that are really on the front burner are getting the interior walls finished. Right now they're doing a lot of interior painting, and then we can start really doing the final finish work inside, as far as putting down flooring, putting in all the millwork, and then ultimately the shelvings and the books. So we're about 75% complete today, but a lot of the work that's going to happen from here on out is going to be smaller in nature in terms of scale, but it's really the things that ultimately people see and touch, and the building is really not there yet. That all kind of comes in at the end.
Okay, so it's coming.
It's coming.
Very soon. Great. Thank you so much for being with us and giving us an update on this project. And I'm sure the next time we'll be together is when we're having a grand opening.
Well, we look forward to that.
Okay, thank you. Joining me now is Diana Roosevelt, who is the director of the libraries, and welcome to the show.
Well, welcome to the future, Amy.
Great. We are so glad to be here. We've had a nice tour of the library, and I just wanted to get your impressions of the library and the project itself and what it means to you.
Well, it's a fantastic new facility. As you drive up to it, you can sure see that it's going to be a major landmark for downtown Vinton. Going to be a huge change for the community, which we really love. And we're really looking forward to being part of this new neighborhood.
Sure. One thing that I'm finding in Roanoke County is how impressive our libraries are, but also they're not just libraries anymore. They're more like community gatherings because you're seeing a lot of new features inside.
They are, and I think the impression you get when you watch people come into either Glenvar or South County and soon to be Vinton, when they come in, you can almost see them literally stop in mid-stride. They just stop and go, oh, and it's a whole new way of viewing libraries, and then they use it for all kinds of reasons. They just make themselves at home and they stay, which is really great.
Yes, but you have meeting rooms.
We do. We have meeting rooms and great collections of all kinds of materials, equipment, computers, classes. Whatever you want, you're probably going to find it at the library.
All the latest and greatest technology, and you can go in
and people to help you with that latest and greatest technology.
Sure. And you can come in and grab lunch and then find a quiet place in the corner and read a good book.
You sure can.
Good. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're excited to be here at the library. I know you are.
We'll come back when we open. It'll be great.
We'll be back for the ribbon cutting.
That'll be great. We'll see you then.